letter that we are focusing on, that Subramanian Swamy has written to Election Commission, is clearly stating that the DMK leader had made such a statement which is clearly a violation of the Representation of People's Act, and has demanded the cancellation of registration of the DMK party and the election symbol as well. So on what grounds you have written this particular letter, and you have also said that if needed you will be presenting the facts and evidence in the court and you can fight that particular case. What grounds?
See, first of all, the man who made it had this unfortunate name of Rajiv Gandhi. I mean, he had nothing to do with Rajiv Gandhi, but he is obviously a plagiarizer of names. So he has plagiarized his name. He's been made a secretary of the DMK party. So the moment you become a secretary, you are an official who is answerable to the laws laid down in the Representation of People's Act, because you deal with the elections, you answer. Now, in his capacity as secretary, he says that the Brahmins of Tamil Nadu should be subject to mass murder. What he calls what Hitler did to the Jews, he is suggesting that be done to them. Now, genocide is a hated term. After the Nuremberg trials had prosecuted and sentenced to death generally of Hitler's soldiers and commanders and so on. So to use that means the techniques that Hitler used for genocide, gas chambers, just take a bunch of people, strip them naked, whether they're men, women, children, don't care, and then throw them into the gas chambers, and then you bury them so that they become hidden from the public eye. So I think this has to be stopped now.
Okay.
And the only way to stop it is not to file a case against the secretary, because that is the process that is, but this directly affects the free and fair elections. Which Brahmin is now going to go and vote when he is totally unarmed person, and the ruling party says that they should be killed. So it affects the free and fair election. And Article 21 is anyone there of the Constitution which is binding on the Election Commission in dealing with issues. Representation of People Act is a statutory act. So taken together, I believe that I have a case for removing the registration of DMK party. And as far as his being prosecuted, certainly the Election Commission can also impose certain penalties on him and even send him to jail. But more upon, on the hate speech, I will deal with that separately.
Okay.
Right now, Stalin, as the president or chief or whatever he's called, general secretary, I don't know, but he is the chief of the DMK party.
Yes.
He has to realize that his office bearers can't make this statement and expect that Brahmins in the rest of India, I don't know what is a Brahmin, by the way, I never thought it was based on birth, because Krishna says it's based on gunas. But leave aside, it's become a kind of a practice and an identification. So most people think I'm a Brahmin. I'm also a Tamilian. So therefore I can't take this lying down, so to speak.
Mr. Swamy, as Election Commission is yet to respond on your letter which you have written to cancel the registration of DMK, but on the other side now a fresh controversy had sparked as the Adhinam of Madurai has clearly stated that the Dravidians, they are so-called Dravidians, but they refuse to take the ashes, the vibhuti of the temples, but wear skull caps during Ramzan.
Well, you see, first of all, the word Dravidian was invented by Shankaracharya, who was a Brahmin, by the way. And he was a Pandit of the highest rank. He had gone on a debate and reached Bihar. Mandana Mishra was there, a Buddhist scholar. And in the debate, they asked him, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm a Dravida Shishu." So Dravida means Dravid, which means where the three coasts meet, or the three beaches meet. So that is South India. Now the British came and converted that to mean a race called Dravidian. Now, of course, south, when you get closer and closer to the equator, your skin color becomes darker. But that doesn't change your race. Race is decided by DNA. And all Tamils have the same DNA as the UP Walas or even Kashmir. So, therefore, this use of the word Dravidian is a misnomer. They should be banned from using it as a community. It's a geographical identity. I call myself South Indian or Dravidian. Okay. North Indian is, of course, Aryan is a general term which applies to North and South, which means accomplished person, a cultured person. Yes, DMK people may not be called Arya because they are not cultured. I mean, their culture is something which is alien to Hinduism. So I would say that they can call themselves anything they like, citizens of India or whatever. So I would say that this is the time now to put an end to this divisiveness that the British put in, and the stooges of the British. You know, the Dravidian, so-called Dravidian parties were stooges of British. They went and begged the British on the 15th of August 1947 in the governor's house in Madras to not leave Tamil Nadu.